What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer. I'm going to be showing you something really silly today. Blue Eyes just got a whole new bunch of support, and I want to explore that. So, what I'm going to probably end up doing is a whole bunch of different Blue Eyes decks because, with Blue Eyes and Dark Magicians, they've been getting so much support for so long, and it's so disjointed. Like, almost none of it, I feel like, is meant to be together. So I'm trying to kind of figure it out. There's a whole like Dragon Link thing that's been going on for a while, and I'm looking at Dragunity today. This combo, I'm gonna pin at the top. I found this in a couple different places. I don't know technically who started this combo, but it ends in a whole bunch of negates. Man, I found a way to kind of incorporate some Blue Eyes stuff. So I'm gonna put links to both of them. So be sure to like and subscribe to both of the places where I found this original combo. I'm going to slow it down even more than where I found it because a lot of these cards were brand new to me. And if you're new to like all of this stuff, then you'll probably want these cards to be read like I do. Because this is the step-by-step combo tutorial where I really break them down so you guys get better understanding. But let's get right into it. I don't want to take any more time. So first thing you're going to do is activate Remus. So this card lets you just pitch it, and you can add Dragon Ravine, which is the field spell, which is what you need to know for right now. If you guys don't know what Dragon Ravine does, you can, once per turn, so it's soft. So if you're able to bounce it and activate it again, you can activate this card's effects. So you can either discard to add a level 4 or lower Dragunity, or send a dragon monster from deck to graveyard, which can come up depending on your hands. I'm not going to get too complicated with it, but yeah. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and activate Ravine. And instead of normally for these Dragunity combos, it's like, okay, whatever random extra card you have. And that's where Blue Eyes steps in because they have some really cool cards. They don't really do anything on their own. But if you can incorporate them as discard fodder, then you're doing some cool stuff. So Whitestone of Ancients at the end phase, I'm going to be able to special summon a Blue Eyes from the deck. But that will be, this is a long combo, so don't worry about that for now. All right, so we can go ahead and, we can add Legatus, Dragunity Legatus. So if you control Dragon Ravine, you can special summon this card. Pretty much all you need to know. Now we can use Remus as effect to special summon itself. So basically, if you control a Dragunity monster, you can special summon it from the graveyard. It's banished when it leaves the field next, which is okay. We don't need to use this card ever again. So we can go into this card called Dragunity Knight Gay Durg. This is a soft once per turn. A lot of these cards are, basically I think all these old ones are. You can add a level 4 or lower dragon or winged beast monster from your deck, then you got to discard one. And most of the time with this effect, again it's soft once per turn, is you're going to discard the card you're adding. There's only one exception to that. So it's either Dragon or Winged Beast, which is nuts. It's a lot of different cards, right? So we're going to add Zephyros the Elite. This card is just one of the best cards ever printed, I feel like. So you can, pop that Dragon Ravine back to your hand, because this card says you can return a face-up card you control, special summon it, then you take 400 damage, which is not that bad. And so free special summon, and like I said, being that this is a soft once per turn, we're going to end up activating this effect once again at some point. Alright, so now we can go into a Romulus. So if this card is a Link Summon, you can add a Dragunity Spell or Trap, or one Dragon Ravine to your hand. Obviously, we don't need that card right now. So what we're going to add to our hand is a Dragunity Glow. I know I already had one in my hand. Technically, if you did have it in your hand, you could add one of these spells and a trap card that lets you negate spell and trap cards. But for simplicity, just know that Glow, the other one, is discard fodder. Alright, so we can activate Glow. This card says you can add a level 5 or higher Dragunity monster from your deck to your hand. Then you can actually banish it. And so one of the monsters that's equipped, you can special summon it. So we'll actually be activating that in just a moment. So we're going to add to our hand a Dragunity Arma Misselton, I guess. You can special summon this card from your hand by sending a face-up Dragunity you control to the graveyard. Alright, since Romulus is a Dragunity, we can do that. And this card also says when it's normal or special summoned, you can target a Dragon Dragunity monster in your graveyard, equip it to this card. So we're going to go ahead and special summon, or I should say equip the Gay Durg, from the graveyard. Then we can use the secondary effect of that spell card of Glow, which is to special summon it like I just said. Now again, soft once per turn, so we're going to add to our hand a couple of cards here in a second. We're going to loop this a few times. First one being a Phalanx. We're basically trying to get a bunch of cards that special summon themselves once equipped. That's kind of the whole purpose of this beginning loop. Now we can overlay these. These are 2 level 6s and go into a Heraldic Dragon King of Autumn. This card lets you detach a material and special summon a dragon monster from your deck, so it can actually be any of them. So it's like LP, but a few more loops obviously to go into. It's not so easy. And Red MD, it's been errata, but it's still very good, even if it's just limited. So this card lets you special summon a dragon from hand or graveyard. We're gonna bring back the Gay-Durg's effect to add and then discard, and this time we're gonna add and discard a Koos. So Phalanx and Koos, like I said, we just wanted to loop that a couple times. Now we can reactivate the Ravine, activate its effect, once again add a level 4 lower Dragunity, and this time we're going to add a Dragunity Dux. Alright, we'll use that in just a moment. But now we can use both of the Gay-Durg and the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon and go into Protector Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman. You don't have to worry about all the effects. Just know that when it's special summoned, you can send a Destruction Sword card from deck to graveyard. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and Foolish Burial this Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. Now we can normal summon this card that we just added, which is the Dux, and it says, when it's normal summon, you can target one level 3 or lower Dragunity monster in your graveyard, equip that target to this card. And one of the cards that we Foolish Burial just a moment ago was that Dragunity Koos, and this card says if it's equipped, you can special summon this card, and that is not a once per turn. And now that it's special summon, we can probably go into a synchro here. This is going to be, using the Koos and the Dux, we can special summon a Dragunity Knight Barca. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target any number of Dragunity monsters in your graveyard and equip it to this card. It is like literally a soul charge. So we're going to go ahead and equip 3 of them. We're going to grab the Phalanx, we're going to grab the Koos, and we're going to grab a Romulus. Romulus doesn't do anything for right now, but we actually do need it to be equipped for here, and you'll see why in just a moment. But like I said, these are not once per turns. Both of these cards have when it's equipped, you can special summon, and they're both tuners. Alright, so we're going to place our zones here. Striker Dragon's at 1, so luckily we still have it as availability. And Pisty, so Pisty is still definitely legal, and it's very good. It's a Monster Reborn. And we're going to bring back none other than the Gay-Durg. Now we can banish all 3 of these, meaning the Pisty, the Striker Dragon, and the Protector Whelp, and go into Trishula, the Dragon of Icy Imprisonment. So, this card first is either fusion summon using only monsters on your hand and or field, by banishing the above cards you control, which we just did. If this card was special summoned using only monsters that were originally dragons, which they were, you can banish 1 card from your deck, the top card of your opponent's deck, and you get to look at your opponent's extra deck and banish 1 card from it, which is pretty cool. It's not random. You get to choose the card from their extra deck. The card that you banish is actually kind of important, so we're going to go ahead and banish this Tempest Dragon. And Tempest actually has the effect that when it's banished like that, you can add to your hand, I believe, just a wind monster. You can add 1 wind monster from your deck to your hand. So we're going to add Dragunity Arma Leviathan. Now, we can use the effect of Gay in just a moment, but first we're going to go ahead and link summon, using the Autumn and go into the Heavenly Spheres. We can use the effect of the Gay-Durg to add to our hand the Wind Spirit, and this time we're going to not keep that or immediately discard it. We're going to discard the Leviathan that we just searched, and that will come up in a second here because we want to use the effect immediately. This card says you can special summon this card from your graveyard or hand, but we need to use the card that we added. You can target 1 dragon monster in your graveyard, equip the target to this card, and that is not a once per turn either. It's soft once per turn. Now we can use the effect in the hand of the Garuda, which we added, and you can banish, from your graveyard a Dux, since it's just a normal summon effect. We don't need it in the graveyard anymore. Use the effect of Koos, a special summon, since it's equipped. And now we can go into our second Barca. None of these cards are hard once per turns. Now we can use our Soul Charge effect once again, and make sure, so you're going to equip 3 again, but don't add Romulus this time, because we're going to go into a Borreload Savage Dragon soon, so we need to make sure we have that Link monster in the graveyard. But we're going to have the Koos Phalanx and the Missile Tin. Special summon both of those, I'm sure. Or first you can go into the Phalanx, special summon it, and combine it with the Gay-Durg to go into the Borreload Savage Dragon. Using its effect to equip the Romulus from, the graveyard. Like I said, you didn't want to equip it that next time. And now we can special summon the Koos. Koos can be combined with the Leviathan to go into Dragunity Knight, whatever you want. Ardabeer. Aura de Behair. It's silly. But this card, if you don't know what it does, when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can banish the Dragunity monster from your graveyard, negate the activation if you do negate. So it banishes and negates, which is really, really quite cool. Now we can use the effect. Once again, like I said, this is not a hard once per turn, the Leviathan. And we're going to special summon from the graveyard that card that we foolish buried all that time ago, which is the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, which came off the ban list, meaning that your opponent is now Buster locked. They can't go into their extra deck. You have an Omni Negate, you have a Bounce, you have a Monster Negate, and so normally that's kind of it for this combo. I say it as if that's not that much. Remember that card that we sent so long ago, which was the White Stone of Ancients. So we're going to be able to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck. And now we also have this True Light card that just came out, meaning that when your opponent does anything, you can actually set yourself up pretty successfully here, activating its card. If you know what this does, you can set a spell and trap directly from the deck that specifically lists Blue Eyes White Dragon in its text with a different name from the cards you control and in your graveyard. So I'm going to go ahead and use that effect to set from the deck the new card Ultimate Fusion. So whatever your opponent, if they do anything, if they have like, maybe they try to activate a floodgate of some sort, they set a bunch of cards and they kind of set them in sequence, like there can be only one, like maybe like they're one out supposedly. You can actively, activate Ultimate Fusion, go into like the new card and, pop that face-up card, really giving you anything you need for all those outs. And then during your turn, of course, you can also set other cards, Blue Eyes cards from your deck, which could be, something like Destined Rivals, which negates all face-up monsters on the field that your opponent controls. So it's kind of like a skill drain. A lot of options with True Light, but I thought this combo was pretty cool. First of all, this Dragunity combo is clearly amazing. And then when you can add, better discard fodder and doesn't have to just be random, it can be a little more calculated to incorporate Blue Eyes. It's just one deck theory, I'm sure, of a million that I'll be going through, but yeah, I thought this was pretty decent to use with the new support for Blue Eyes. I'll probably try to do pure Blue Eyes at some point. I'll try to do Dragon Link Blue Eyes if that's still a thing. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this comment or this combo in the comment section down below. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.